In this video I'm going to show you how you can start developing your own audio plugins. The first thing you need to do is to download the framework. There are a few options out there. If you don't want to code anything, you can use something like MaximSP or Heist to create a plugin using building blocks. There is also a tool called SynthEdit, which is a lot cheaper than Heist or MaximSP, but the user interface looks really old. All of these tools allow you to create plugins using already pre-coded blocks, which is a good option for someone who doesn't know a lot about coding, but they aren't as flexible as other options. There are two widely used C++ frameworks available for audio plugin creation. The first one is Juice, and most of the plugins you use and see every day are made using this framework. This is also the framework I use to develop my plugins. If you like having a lot of tutorials and other learning material, this is the way to go. Juice has the largest community out of all of the frameworks and tools for audio plugin creation. The amount of tutorials is very limited, but it is enough to create some basic plugins with the framework. I recommend using Juice for all of the reasons I already talked about, and the fact that the framework is open source and doesn't cost anything for small developers. Another widely used framework is iPlug2. It's open source as well, and it offers almost all of the same features as Juice. If you want to know more about this framework, you should definitely check out a talk by Ollie Larkin, who is one of the developers behind iPlug2. Another option is PluginScript, which is a simpler tool than Juice or iPlug2, but it still requires some coding skills. The UI side of things is really simple with PluginScript, but you can customize it with the KUIML programming language. There are a few tutorials available on PluginScript, so you can start creating your audio plugins without a lot of effort. There are a few other frameworks and tools for audio plugin creation, but I won't talk about them in this video. Some tools you might want to check out are the ASP.IK framework, Dplug and AudioKit. In the rest of this video I'm going to show you where to get Juice, how to create a project, which IDE to use and how to set it up. You can download Juice on the Juice website. There is also an option to download it from GitHub, but as long as I know it doesn't come with the producer, so I would recommend to get it from the website. After you downloaded Juice, open the producer. It is the application which can be used to manage your Juice projects. You can find it in the Juice folder. To create a project, you need to select the basic plugin option on the left and fill out the blanks on the right. You will need to enter the project name, select the modules you want to use, and choose your IDE. We will come to that in a moment. I recommend you tick the box next to the Juice DSP module, as it includes a lot of really useful DSP algorithms. Now let's talk about IDEs. You can see in the producer that you should use Xcode for Mac, Visual Studio for Windows, and Makefile for Linux. If your Mac doesn't support the latest Xcode version, you can get all of the older versions on the Apple developer website. If you are on Windows, make sure to download Visual Studio and not Visual Studio Code. I did that when exporting my plugins for Windows, and I needed to uninstall it and install Visual Studio. Choose the latest C++ version and the latest standards, because you will get a ton of errors when using older ones. In Xcode you can also make your DAW open right after building your plugin, which saves a lot of time. Choose your DAW of choice and uncheck the debug executable box. If you have any questions or video ideas, feel free to leave a comment under this video. That's all for this video. Subscribe to my channel if you want more tutorials on audio plugin development like this one.